Hello. Hi. Welcome back. This is episode wherever the fuck we are. What is it? 11? 12? 11. It's 11. It's 11. We're entering 12. It's 11. Episode 11 of the Avillion and Brayden Talks podcast. I'm joined by, Brayden as per usual. Bit of change of scenery going on there, Mister. Tell us about the object that is to your right, but to the camera's left. What's going on?
There's a couple things over here, but the most prominent one is the Dirk mystery.
The Dirk
mystery. This is Dirk's personal Christmas tree with many ornaments with our pictures and his pictures and him and other dogs in it. And then
fuck yeah.
There's just like a little barn here. I've decked out the room Christmas. Normally my family decorates after Thanksgiving, but for some reason my mom just decided to start decorating today, and I was like, well, she's decorating, I'll start decorating.
Hell yeah.
And then, a good old days till Christmas. And then I have the nativity to this side. It's multiple pieces, so I won't grab that one, but yeah. Oh, and then Dirk's, it says Santa, I've been a good dog, or you could flip it and let's say Santa, I've been a naughty dog.
Oh.
Right now he's on good dog.
Okay, wonderful.
But yeah. Decked out for my favorite holiday.
Change, of course.
Yeah, it'll change.
Yeah, I'm sure it will flop a few times before we get there. But, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So as long as Dirk finishes strong, I think he'll have a nice Christmas this year. No, not looking good.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Not looking. Wow.
That dog could just be a demon at times. Just kidding. It's more sass than anything.
He got some dog in him.
Yeah.
He got some dog in him.
Some bitch in him.
Oh, that's not very nice. First green flash of the recording.
First green flare.
There we are. I'm sure we will have a few dozen more. But, we'll work that out someday. Now, today is obviously not the day, but, someday we'll figure it out. So.
No idea why mine stopped.
We're going to figure that out, too. By figuring mine out, we will be able to figure yours out. How are you today? How are you feeling?
Doing good. I bought not most of it. I bought some of this stuff today. Went out shopping with the fam. Sister came in town from college.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just chilling.
Wonderful.
How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a good day to be alive and in good health. And
there are days it's bad to be that.
Sure.
That's what it implies when you're like, today's a good day for that. And like, well, are there days that aren't?
It's always a good day to be alive and in good health. That's, it's every day. It's all about perspective, man. Oh,
it's every day, bro.
These are going to happen pretty frequently, it seems. That's already number 2. Yeah, anywho, we had a potluck at work today, and I'm disappointed in myself. I made it through one plate. And then one tiny piece of cake for dessert.
That's usually how I eat. I'm not a big muncher.
Look, on Thanksgiving Day, I will do better because I always do better. But one plate and one piece of cake is.
I'm already thinking for me about how I'm gonna attack Thanksgiving.
Right, I've drawn up.
I think early dinner the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really eat after that. Maybe one tiny snack at most, but I doubt it. Morning of, obviously, you don't eat until the meal. I'm gonna be drinking, not lemonade, but like water with some lemon in it, because I think the lemon helps get things going for you. So I'm just gonna be drinking that all day, getting ready, and then just.
That's the sound you're gonna make too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat like 4,000 calories one meal.
You're coaching this better than Mike Vrabel's coached any game plan heading into any game this season so far. And I'm gonna.
I think we should get into that right now.
You think we should? Is that where we should start? I guess Dallas was the standard operating procedure for you guys.
So I didn't even want to talk about the Cowboys solely because I was gonna bring this up before we started the pod, but then you were like, I really want to get into the stuff, and I was the Titans, and I was like, I kind of wanted to cut talking, like having designated spots for talking about the teams.
Okay.
and it's just if conversation goes there, we talk about them, but maybe not.
I don't envision the conversation ever not going there the way the Titan season has gone.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you keep talking about it because it's just like they suck.
Shit, different day.
Well, it's like, yeah, they suck.
The one.
It's like, well, Will Levis. I mean, you have a rookie quarterback, so that will always bring conversation.
Of course. Well, and what do you call it? A physically imposing rookie quarterback as well. He's got some. It's
the weirdest way to say he's hung I've ever heard.
Well, hey, hold on now. That's not where I was going. That's a Freudian slip there, sir. I was talking about the hose on his right arm. You know.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Anyway, yeah, he is quite girthy, but that's not where I was. It's not where I was really headed. But same
what
shit.
The hell, my dad's calling me
for the most part. But, all right, first dad call of the pod.
Yeah, first one. Remember the last one.
All right. Should I do a play-by-play? All right, he's walking away from his chair. He has exited the frame. We are no longer capable of seeing Brayden. His tree's lighting up real pretty though. It is. It's doing this. It's doing this, and it looks wonderful. And I hope everybody watching this is doing well. I hope you all had a nice day. Hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And he's coming back. There he is, and the headphones are back on. And
he just needed to me to get my mom's attention. That was it. He's like, I tried you, and then he's like, I tried your mom, and then I tried my sister. I was the final resort.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
I'm the one that worked.
All right.
Anyways, Will Levis is hot.
He threw 2 more touchdowns. One of them was to Jeff Simmons. So moral victory. Jeff Simmons caught a touchdown pass. Finally, out of that fullback package, we got to see Jeff Simmons get the ball. Something just happened with your camera.
Yeah, I smacked my desk on accident.
Yeah, now it's just a little crooked.
Yeah, because
I love when you grab me like that.
The Wii sensor is like rest under it, so when I smack the desk, it like
knocked it ajar. Off the filter.
Honestly, it didn't really move that much.
No, not a whole lot. It's just a bit diagonal. Yeah, that's hot. Keep doing this. Actually, just imagine.
I should just like,
you know what I mean?
Hey, do you, buddy? That's what you're into.
It's not what I'm into. We talked about this.
Hey, top 3 kinks next week?
Top 3 kinks next week? Yes, sir. I'm down.
I don't think I have. Because like it's like, where's the line of kink drawn?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't think a kink necessarily has
favorite
to be...
kink being appreciated.
Yes, I mean that's fine. I don't think a kink necessarily has to be something that isn't normal per se, but it can be something that especially really grabs at you for like, you know what I mean? Like even if it's something pretty vanilla, if it's this is an interesting
we're here.
Hey,
we're here.
You know what? I like this. Let's keep it going. I don't think it necessarily has to be something like super out there if it's just something that really, really gets you going. You know what I mean? Like, I just fucking love holding hands.
I mean, the connotation is always going to be something weird.
Yeah.
I think. And like weird, it doesn't necessarily mean weird, bad, weird, disgusting, weird, like, but like unusual. Weird that's like, it's like a foot fetish, I think, is really much more common than you probably would have thought growing up, but that's still weird.
Yeah, I think people who don't understand it have just never found the right pair of feet. With that being said, hang on.
Well, wait a minute.
Hang on. I'm not finished. Let me finish. I'm not saying I'm not. Hang on. Let me walk this back just a little bit because I don't personally have a foot fetish. With that being said, I can appreciate a nice pair of feet, not necessarily in a sexual manner, but just like I've been with somebody and she had like just really nice feet, and like we never used
every
them
pod,
for
Jacob. You just say
purposes,
something,
but it was...
you just like it makes it to where it's like, yo, your I don't want to say sex life in general, but that side of you, the love side of you, is more and more shown, and I get more and more like, oh, all right, do you go off, King?
All right. No, I don't want to get. I'm not gonna get too into details or whatever, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm not like I'm not into feet. All right, that's
Did you hold back from saying you've had toes in your mouth? Is that
no,
what like you were like?
No,
not going to get to too many details.
No, I'm saying like when I was with somebody who had really pretty feet, we didn't like use the feet section.
This is where we differ.
You know what I mean?
This is where we differ. I don't think there's pretty feet. There's ugly feet and then not ugly feet.
I think you haven't found the right pair of feet. If you don't think there are pretty feet, you have not.
Dude, I don't think you could show me a foot and I'll be like, that's pretty. I'll be like, okay, that's not disgusting.
All right, man. Look, Lana Del Rey just posted some like magazine cover art to her Instagram where she had them joints pointed way up.
I don't even know what she looks like.
They were, feet review. Thumbs up. Good job, Lana.
I don't know. I don't even know what Lana Del Rey looks like.
Weekly feet review.
We just hop on Foot Finder and
Instagram real quick. Look at the
highest trending. I just want to see what her face looks like first because I don't even know what she looks like.
She's very pretty. Go ahead, King. Do what you must.
Okay. Some of these there's a variety of how attractive she is in these photos. Not ugly in any of them. Not ugly in any of them. Let me make that clear.
Yep, I'm jacking off to that.
Well, she's jumping around between like a 6 and an 8 in all of these.
I think Lana's very pretty.
Oh, is this what you're talking about?
Just leave it there. It should be the most recent picture.
Are they covered?
Are they covered? I don't remember them being covered.
So, like, to a degree? Like, is she wearing, like, very see-through
shoes or anything?
Because what magazine is it? Bazaar?
I think so. Oh, is she wearing, like, stockings or some shit?
Yeah, she's wearing... Wait, I don't know if it will focus.
No, not this one. Not this one. That's not the picture. That's not what I was talking about. We don't have to spend this much time on Lana Del Rey's feet. Like,
no, we're here. I see them now. This one?
No, that's not the picture either. No, go to her.
Well, her feet are exposed in this one.
Go to her Instagram. It should be the first picture on her Instagram, and it's the first slide of those pictures. So,
what is the draw to her music?
It's very, very pretty. She has a very nice voice. I haven't gone through her whole discography. I've only listened to Norman fucking Rockwell and her most recent album, which the title's way too long.
You're right. She does have the joints in the air.
Yeah, she just has them joints pointed towards the sky. But Did You Know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard is the title of her.
I don't like these pictures of her in this.
Second slide, bottom right.
Well, yeah, that one. Yes.
Yeah.
And also bottom left. But the bottoms of the second slide is killing it. I just don't like what's going on with her hair mostly.
Okay. I mean,
this hairstyle?
All right. I mean, fair.
Not for me.
Okay. Whatever.
It's like you went in a time machine. You went back to like the 80s-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Is I guess maybe the era I'm thinking of, but not the vibe. Some of these, I don't know.
Definitely an older hairstyle for sure.
It's just
not something you really see.
She's bounced her attractiveness. She's attractive. Obviously, period attractive.
Yes.
Obviously. But she's bouncing around a lot in like how attractive in these photos. Like just scrolling through.
Yeah.
The variety is crazy. But
I mean, I
ultimately pulls it up, all of it off. I'll say ultimately she pulls it all off, but to varying degrees of personal, like my personal opinion of success.
Okay, so verdict overall, Lana Del Rey is pretty.
Yes. Okay. That would be the final one, obviously, yes.
All right. I'm not sure how we got here, to be honest with you, but okay, because you mentioned feet and then
right, and you realize and you expressed that you were a toe sucker.
Don't even. No.
An absolute toe jam liquor.
Show. I'm going to declare this now.
Jacob does not eat PB&Js. He eats PBTJs, peanut butter and toe jam.
Never in my life, ever, have I had somebody's toe in my mouth. All right, I'm only going to say that one time. That's it. All right, I just needed to declare.
Could somebody get a toe in there?
I don't know what it would take.
I was very clearly against feet, but there have been very attractive women where it's like if that's what they wanted, a toe would go in the mouth.
I feel like maybe if I was
I would voice my personal I don't like this, but I'm making this clear. This is a sacrifice for you.
Well, see, I know you just mentioned every week we get more and more into. I personally enjoy pleasing the other person.
Of course.
More or less.
Who doesn't? I mean,
But,
you're weird if you don't.
yeah, you're
a piece of shit if you don't.
Let's have this real quick. If you're a selfish sex partner, go fuck yourself. And I mean that literally and metaphorically, because clearly fucking other people is not for you. Just do it on your own, because you do not know how it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be a mutual thing. They are supposed to, want to please you, and you're supposed to want to please them. And of course, you're allowed to want for it to feel good for you, and they're allowed to want it to feel good for them. But again, if you're not coming in with the goal in mind of I'm going to make them feel great, fuck up out of here, man. What are you doing?
I mean, to me, it's just because to me, I think the only time I would have sex with somebody is if we were in a relationship. I wouldn't.
I've personally never hooked up. I've only ever had sex in committed relationships before. So
yes,
I'm with you.
And I am I don't know how to word this. Like, I'm personally against like sleeping around type culture, but I'm not gonna like overly shame or bash anyone who partakes.
Yeah.
But when that's how you are with that type of with sex, I just feel like that should just naturally be what comes. I could only imagine the selfishness coming from like a lack of attachment to the other person. You're like, this really is just something physical I'm doing for me.
I to some degree, yes, but also like there are for sure plenty of people who enjoy sleeping around because they enjoy learning about other people and how that makes, of course, what makes them go, I guess, in certain, you know what I mean, like. But I mean, there's definitely something too there about like if all you're ever doing is just meaningless, emotionless, attachmentless, fun. It can still be fun for both you and the other person, but I think you're probably more likely to develop.
Right. I was saying that's where it comes from, not that every instance of that is that.
Well, some of it is also, I think, pornography addiction. A lot of people who are addicted to started. A lot of people who are addicted to pornography, of course, that's just a solo act. So, if you're just whacking it and then that's all, like that's all it is, then when you actually get to, having sex with a partner, sometimes for some people it can be they can develop selfish tendencies before they even have sex for the first time without even realizing it.
There is so much wrong with porn.
Yeah.
In terms of behind the scenes stuff, like if you ask different, I know, like I was watching something with one like person who fights against like human trafficking, and somebody asked him like, what's the number one thing like we as a people could do to stop it, help stop it, and it would be to get rid of porn. Yeah. And it's not because every single porn ever made is connected to it, but it's there's a huge link between the two.
Or at the very least, get off like the big name sites, like what do you call it? Because I know there are some people, especially like I know there's one in particular that's like it was started by women, it's run by women, and it's like devoted to making sure the women on the site are safe. Like everything they do, everything they partake in, everything is consensual. Nothing is, orchestrated in some kind of manner. Like
I've heard of ones like that, but they usually end up going out of business.
Well, that's precisely the problem. Is you stop watching the hub and start watching something that is.
But then at that point, it usually costs money.
Yeah, but I mean it's the age-old adage of ethics versus spending an extra dollar.
I know, like,
but I get it. Like it's not feasible to say, hey, everybody's just gonna stop watching it. Like
I'm gonna come out and say I think I'm anti-porn in general, and it's not because of a lack of desiring self-pleasure. Like do what you want. I'm honestly okay. Well, I'm gonna get into this in a second. Okay. I have something else about self-pleasure in general, but like I feel like the negatives from that industry just far outweigh any of the positive, and just in terms of what it does to you yourself.
Well, what it does to
not
your
even
brain as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, not even just the industry on the industry side of it, but like the effects it has on a person. But obviously, it. Like, I think the first time I really was exposed to it would have been like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah,
and I've had. I don't think I've ever really been addicted to porn.
Yeah,
but I have been addicted to whacking off.
Whacking off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too into it, but super. Like, I'm still addicted.
There was definitely, what do you call it? A point in my life where it was like really bad, where I was just constantly just whah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but still, the problem is I would do it before I go to bed. So like going to sleep and that are just linked in my brain.
Yeah. Well, that's another like we were talking about the psychological effects it has on you. Like depending on the habits that you form, like you said, if you do it always before bed, you're going to associate.
Yeah.
You know, and like there were that's probably where some of it happened for me too. Where it was like, you know, you'd be going to sleep one night, you can't sleep, and then your balls itch and you scratch, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck. And then and then there you go, and then you end up doing it again, and now you just lost like 15 minutes of sleep, and there you go. You know what I mean? At least 15 minutes, if not more, from like cleanup or some shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know I have a problem because anytime I tell myself I'm gonna stop, I never do, and I can only go like 3 days, and it's like that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you can't stop yourself from doing something,
that's an addiction.
Like you cannot, you're addicted. And
for sure.
We might this might turn into something else, but like anytime I hear about drugs not being addicting, I'm like, not to the chemical degree that others are, but I think anything, period, can be addicting.
Yes. So video games are you can be addicted to playing like Baldur's Gate. You know what I mean? Like,
you're a fucking loser.
I went like a month without playing. Let the record show I am not an addict.
Yeah, you're not a loser. But if it wins Game of the Year,
I'm a loser, but I'm not an addict.
Detonating a bomber vest in the middle of Times Square.
Oh, I don't live in Times Square.
It's got nothing to do with you. This just has to do with if that game wins Game of the Year. It doesn't.
Going back
There's
here.
The kingdom.
Fuck, where were we at? Oh yeah, and like you said, it goes the same way with drugs too. Like you hear it mostly with weed when people say, "Oh, I'm not addicted to." If you can't go more than a couple of days without smoking, yes, you are.
Yeah.
If it's a compulsive need, yes, you are. Weed can be addictive. I know somebody who, recovered from. I think he went to rehab because of weed because he was addicted and like the withdrawals were so bad because it can be addictive. Like
yes,
it's.
Anything.
It's a tough
anything that can do anything to your brain in any capacity can be addicting.
Yeah.
This is the wildest.
I did want to also add one more thing in terms of like the long-term effects of porn consumption. Speaking purely for myself, I know I struggle to finish during sex. And if I had to guess, I think that's probably what did it for me.
I won't get too into it, but you might be the same here with finishing.
Yeah. Not that I can't. It's just like I will. Okay, I will be going at it for like we're getting way into the thick of things here. I'll be going at it for like an hour and 15 minutes or so, and then I'm like I'm fucking exhausted. She's fucking exhausted, and like
and neither of you have finished.
Sometimes I just call it. I'm just calling it. I'm like it is what it is. Like let's go take a shower.
Wow.
Or like, well, not that I'll call like what do you call it? If I'm too tired, I'll like use my fingies for them until they.
And then you're just.
But
nothing.
Sometimes they're just. I don't know. Sometimes I'll finish off with my hand or whatever afterwards, just because I know I'm close.
I would feel insulted if I was like with somebody and then they were like, "All right, I'll finish you," and then I'll just fucking finish myself.
It's not an issue. It's never been an issue if the person I'm involved with isn't attractive enough, or I'm not like interested in them in that way, because it's always been the case. I've always found them attractive, and I've always really had that connection with them. It's just something about, like I said, what the long-term effects of that can do to you, and that's something I still, to my knowledge, I still deal with. I don't know. I haven't been in a relationship in a couple months. I haven't had sex in a couple months, but for all I know, the next time I have sex, the problem could be exactly the same. Like, I don't know. We'll see. You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe things have gotten better. Maybe they are exactly the same. Either way, it is what it is. Gotta thug it out. But it's not that I don't still enjoy it. I do very much still enjoy it. But it is what it is.
It is.
Did I ever actually talk about the Titans?
You did talk about the Titans a little bit.
Not really. I had a couple things I wanted to note here. we're gonna beat the brakes off the Panthers. Even though we're terrible, like I feel like we're still gonna win by like 2 or 3 scores. We're at home. We have not lost a game at home yet this year, and the Panthers are by far the worst team we've played this year. I feel like we should be able to just beat the shit out the Panthers. Also, it's the thing. Mike Vrabel, for the most part, has Frank Reich's number. That's also been the case. So besides like their rookie seasons, I think we got swept by Indy, but that's Andrew Luck versus Marcus Mariota, and then Andrew Luck versus Blaine Gabbert. So that's hardly an indicator of who the better coach is. But yeah, Vrabel. Obviously, I've certainly had my my frustrations this season with Mike Vrabel, but he's been
documented.
He's still a better coach than Frank Reich. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that. Frank Reich's been miserable this year.
I'll argue it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll play devil's advocate, and I will shoot you with my 38 snub nose. But
to play devil's advocate, Hitler was bad, but
whoa, okay, whoa! All right, I'm gonna have to edit that one out. I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
cut. Okay, if you are gonna edit out, just cut what I said, but leave this part of the conversation still.
Oh yeah. Okay, he said something not ideal. And I
didn't even think it was
26:12 is the current timestamp on the recording. I'm gonna have to make a mental note of where we are, so I can go a few seconds behind that to mute the audio just real quick on what he just said,
and cover my mouth, I guess, so there's no lip readers.
I don't think I'll let the lip readers have it if they can decide.
Whoa! I covered our lips when we discussed.
Am I a bad friend? I didn't watch that video. My bad.
I mean, I sent you a video of how I was editing it.
Okay, that's true.
There was black boxes over our mouths.
Okay, that's yeah, fair enough. I must have been sleepy that evening and probably didn't pay much attention.
Also, you're at the recording. You don't have to watch back the full pod.
What's up?
I was like, you don't have to watch back the full pod. You're here when it's recorded.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll just roll it back to when I.
Yeah, no, but you said like, my bad friend. I didn't see that one. When I talked about...
Yeah, I didn't... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it was in a pod. I was like, why would you have watched it back?
I see what you're saying. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just like hearing myself talk. I just the realest man I know, I gotta know what he's saying at all times. Right? So...
Oh, yeah, watching back, dude. Actually, no, that's actually real. Because sometimes I'll be editing videos I've made, and I'm like, God, he's fucking spinning, dude. He's spinning right now.
All 4 burners on. The stove is up to 475. The microwave is going. He's got a hot plate plugged in. The
microwave's is on vent mode.
This man is cooking, and what do you call it? If I give a take that I feel really good about, and I happen to run past it on the podcast, I'll rewind to the beginning of it while I'm editing. Like the first part, what do you call it? When we did I think the first podcast that we did, dude, I must have watched damn near the whole thing back when I was editing the recording.
You were like, "Yep."
Oh, yep.
Yep.
He's cooking right now.
I did that. I don't even remember what video I did. I think I was shitting on a game. I think that's what it was, and I was going in on it.
It's gonna be that.
And I was sitting there like, I think it was earlier than this.
Yeah,
but I was just like, preach, brother.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that man, he know what the fuck he talking about. You know what I mean? Like, there are definitely some moments where. And then now, obviously, in hindsight, if I go back to week 1 and listen to some of my takes, I'd be like, what a fucking moron.
Yo, dude, if we watch back...
Dumb motherfucker.
That should be something we do. I mean, I think I was going to do this.
Reacting to our worst takes of the
just rewatching when we did our pick'ems, like the very first, like picking the divisions and all that.
Yeah.
That could just be one by itself. Like once I'm trying to think when the best time to do that would be. We could do it like after the regular season, but like we'll be talking playoffs then.
Playoffs? You want to talk about playoffs?
I'll be talking about playoffs. My team will be there.
All right. My team will
speaking
be drafting,
of YouTube,
Olu Fashanu in the first round, so I can live with it.
I did hit 200 subs. I think it was yesterday.
Yes.
Because for most of the day, I was sitting at 199. I was like, come on. Finally hit it. And then I recorded like a 200 sub thank you. And but it turns out it was super choppy.
You just re-uploaded it today, right?
Yeah, just re-uploaded it right before we started.
I saw the notification like a little bit ago.
Yeah. So I had to re-record and put it back up. But all I did was just say thank you and then state like what I'm going to be doing on this channel, like what's coming up. what to look forward to.
You hit 150 not even that long ago.
I can look. Hold on. I guess I can look because I think it says
sure
my subs.
You hit 150 like while we were doing the podcast. Not like the very moment. I mean like
probably. We've been doing this for. If this is week 11,
this is
doing this like 2 months.
Well, actually, wait a minute. Hang on. Yes.
Once a week, 11 times.
Yes, this is now. We're into month 3 right now. We're almost 3 months into this thing. Holy fuck! We're almost 3 months into the NFL season.
Look at.
Wow.
Okay.
When you're done doing that, I have a complaint to make.
A complaint?
I have a complaint against NFL schedule makers that I need to file formally here on the podcast.
It's just that I think I might have to check it out on the desktop version.
That's fine. You do what
which I can quickly pull up, but it's just weird.
While you do that, I'm going to file a complaint here against NFL schedule makers.
I mean, I'll just quickly voice this then. I have a complaint against the NBA schedule makers because the Mavs got hoed in terms of their away, how this away stretch, like just the back-to-backs and being gone from so long from home.
Yeah.
It has cost us probably 2 games just seeing how tired these fucking Mavs are from this road travel.
Is
yes.
that so? Because that's exactly what my complaint is here. The Tennessee Titans. We are entering week 12. The Titans have played 10 football games. Brayden, do you know off the top of your head how many of those have been in Nissan Stadium? In 10 football games, do you know how many of them have been in Nissan Stadium?
3.
3.
I thought I heard that.
We have played 3 games in our stadium. 10 games into the season. 11 weeks into the season. Entering week 12. We have played 3 games in our stadium. We have played technically 4 home games and 6 road games, but one of those home games was an international game. That's a neutral site game. So we are, in terms of schedule, in terms of where we have played, it's 3-6-1 home, road, neutral site. 3 home games, 3 true home games in 10 games? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Where in the world do you get the idea that that is fair to a football team? That is absurd. I'm sorry. I'm done. Quick rant.
I know. I mean, I feel you because that's how I feel about the Mavs right now.
It's 3-0 at Nissan, 0-7 everywhere else. And look, I'm not saying we'd be any good necessarily if we had a few more home games to start off with, but I mean, surely at least for the morale of this team, maybe a road win would have materialized somewhere if we got a couple more home games in earlier on the year. But
maybe we'd have the 1 seed. You never know.
Maybe we would be 9-1 right now, with our only loss being to Cleveland.
And CJ Stroud would be nothing compared to Will Levis.
And Will Levis would already have 67 touchdown passes heading into week 12. No, I mean we're not a good football team. We're not a well-coached team. The roster's not very good. It's just but the schedule certainly does not help us out at all. Playing 3 home games in the first 10 games of the season does not help anybody. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm just glad we have a backloaded home schedule while our season is already ruined. So that way now we can win games late in the year and ruin our draft positioning, and we will not get Olu Fashanu or Joe Alt, and maybe who will we even be in position for? Like Keon Coleman or maybe Rome Odunze, which I love both of those, especially Rome. But I really, really desperately need a tackle in my life. And ideally one of those 2. So we need to suck some more. Hopefully Carolina's our last win of the season because it's going to be a win. And if it's not a win, Mike Vrabel should not be coaching the team in week 13 if we can't beat the fucking Panthers at home. But go ahead.
How did the Texans lose to the Panthers?
Because Bryce Young is the best rookie quarterback. No, I'm kidding. It would be pretty funny though if Bryce Young won this Sunday and now he was 2-0 against his fellow rookie.
That would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
And
it wouldn't change anything. I mean, CJ Stroud is certainly okay. Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
But I did find my subscriber count.
By the way, how are you feeling about your Bengals winning the division take?
I don't feel dumb about it.
Well, no, I'm not.
Because Joe Burrow got hurt.
I'm not telling you should feel dumb about it.
But obviously, your Steelers take might accidentally be right.
No,
like the most.
I don't. I think Cleveland and Baltimore still both have better shots at. I mean, well, Matt Canada just got fired. Maybe whoever.
That's what I'm saying. We got to see the rest.
interim is
We'll have to
way
look at
better
schedules.
Yeah.
But like, there is becoming a possible chance that you're like, well, I was right. I hate that I was right.
I really, at this point, I really would much rather be wrong about Pittsburgh because Baltimore is just way more fun.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Your subscriber count, good sir. When did you hit $1.50?
$1.50 was September 22nd, 2023.
It was while we were doing the podcast.
It would have been like near the beginning.
Yeah, it
like
was
the very beginning,
early in the season. So yeah, we were already. So just a few months ago, you hit 150, and I already at 200.
Yeah, almost exactly 2 months.
Wait, September 22nd, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's less than 2 months ago. Tomorrow,
and then I hit 100. August 25th.
So you're growing pretty good pace here.
Yes, the graph is just like whoop, and then like a slight stagnant, and it started to pick back up again.
That's fucking huge.
Because I actually started genuinely caring and trying on this channel the very beginning of this year. So I started off the year with 7 subs. So I pretty much gained the 200 just in this calendar year. Because that's when I was like, okay, New Year's resolution.
That's impressive.
Try. I was like, let's actually try.
That's impressive.
And then the summer was August, especially. August looks like especially the month. But yeah. 200, big 200. The goal for next year is 500.
Let's do it.
That's when you can. That's when you get some monetization stuff.
500 subs and the podcast takes off.
I mean, shit, I wouldn't mind.
That'd be fun.
I've gotten 28 subs in the last 28 days. Sub a day. That's what that averages out to. But yeah, yeah. Do we want to just do top 3?
Fuck it. Let's jump.
It fits this conversation that's been the big part of this.
Earlier. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Go ahead, man.
Weirdly enough,
do the thing.
This is a horny. Yeah. Top 3 of the week. Qualities in a partner.
Qualities in a motherfucking partner.
I'm trying to think how broad. I feel like we should try to get specific.
I think so too. Like it's easy to just say, "Oh, this," but like, give an example of like what that means to you.
Yeah, because it's like we could say communication.
That's exactly where my head was.
And it's like that. There's so many communication styles.
Everybody says communicate. Like you just said, not everybody communicates the same way. And even then, two people can have different ways of communicating as long as you get on the same page of how the other person chooses to communicate, which is something I'm sure we'll get into here. Oral. Yeah, oral is very important in a relationship. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Have I mentioned on this podcast I once got my dick thrown up on?
I know you've mentioned it to me.
I know I've told you.
So I think you verbally told me. So we have to have been doing something.
It may have.
I think it was the pod. I think
I really. Why should it be last week?
It wasn't last week. It was not last
week. Fucking week when I'm talking about that time she threw up on his dick. We get it.
But I do. Dude, the day we get a genuine comment on this pod is going to go crazy.
I will jack off.
Right now it's because I think it's like
that comment.
It's the first one when some people are like woo, and then nothing since besides us.
If you're watching right now and you just heard what I just said, if you leave a genuine comment, I'm jacking off to it. I'm looking at it and I ignore the whole what happens to your brain conversation we just had like 15 minutes ago. If I see a real comment on the bottom of this video, I am staring at it. I'm doing a cum tribute to you. Yeah. You're like the pod, yeah. You know what I mean? So with that being said, do you want to start us off here, or am I starting us off here? How are we doing?
Okay, so we're gonna go.
Should start us off here because you're the guest.
All right. I think we should not rank these. Right, that is what we said, and I think we shouldn't do like necessarily 3, 2, 1 because I have no idea where to even.
Yeah, whatever comes
start.
to mind.
So, I'm trying to see where the line is in terms of broadness, but I think I'm going to start off with a physical thing.
Okay. Latino. You can't say Latina. You cannot say Latina.
I'm not. No. First of all, okay. Let me get in. All right. I actually do have something on my chest when it comes to this. It's like I am not own. It's like I find any race. I've seen people of any race to be attractive. There are people who fetishize races.
Yeah.
And like they like I only date this race.
Yeah.
And it's like I am like an overwhelming majority of the time attracted to Latinas.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I any race. I'll just leave it at that. Any race. But what I was gonna say was just say in terms of looks, obviously looks are important.
Sure.
People, they try to downplay it, but like you have to be attracted to your partner.
Yeah. I mean, there's levels to it. Like, I don't need to be dating Lana Del Rey. You know what I mean? But, I need to be. I'm with you. I just couldn't do it with somebody I don't find physically attractive at all.
Yeah.
It's something. It's important. But, it's not. You can make it important without making it shallow, but it can still be important to you because at the end of the day, if you're not physically or sexually attracted to your partner, well, you're either going to have no sex life or
you just got a bro. You just got a fucking bro.
That's just your homie.
And that would lead you to having selfish sex.
Yes, for sure. That 100% would lead to selfish sex, not being attracted to your partner.
But I was going to keep it too broad. I was going to try to narrow it down a little bit more, and I'm going to say specifically attractive, like face.
Okay.
Above all, like a flat chest. Yes. Obviously, I would prefer something there, but if it whatever, flat ass. Obviously, I'd prefer something there. But hey, you move on. Face. That's the most important one. That's what you stare at the most. That's what you look at the most. In some positions, that's also still what you're looking at.
Shout out missionary. Shout out missionary.
It's the classic for original.
My favorite vanilla position. Shout out missionary. I'm a freak,
emotional,
but I still enjoy the tenderness of all right, but face, just overall attractive face, number one. To your point,
well, not number one, but
to your point about boobs. Personally, I'm a connoisseur. They can be large, they can be small, they can be anywhere in between. I'm still sucking them. Now,
facts, 100%.
Yeah, like I can appreciate any size, for that matter. Like I think they look good no matter. I have a scholarly respect for like humongous boobs. Sure, like I have I don't. I have a studious appreciation for the large ones, but in terms of like, do I care what size it? No, I don't care.
Medium is best.
I mean, fair enough.
Give my personal opinion.
Yeah,
medium is best. When they're huge, all I can think about is like, oh my god, they're back.
I'm with you. In fact, I saw a video today about somebody who got breast reduction surgery, and even after the reduction, they were still like big, like well.
I had
above,
a friend,
well above average.
I had a female friend who had reduction.
Yeah.
And I knew her after the fact, and she told me she had it, and I looked at her and I was like, "You did
reduction?"
I was like, "What the fuck were you like before?" And I the first thing I said was like, "Your back must be grateful."
Yeah, but and that's the one thing I like for sure. Like because she showed like videos of herself in an outfit before the reduction and videos of herself in an outfit after the reduction, and you could tell her back was not happy with her prior to. But even even after the reduction, like they were still larger than typical, and I'm like, that's absurd. Like. The sheer
she
size.
Said she told the doctor, "I still want them things jiggling."
No, dude, they were legitimately half the size, and still, like, they were, like, just again, well above average. Like, I don't know how that happened the way that some people are just born with just like it's just that big.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
I don't think they're born with them that big.
Well, obviously, they don't come out the womb with jugs, but I'm saying like some people just for whatever reason, genetically, whatever the case may be, some people just get huge. It just is what it is. It happens that way. But Oh yeah, the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. What do we look for?
It's just your turn to name any
yeah.
of them. I've named one. You haven't named one yet.
For me, it's. I mean, there's a lot, so I don't feel bad if I use one now and find a better one later because we're not ordering these anyways. But I guess openness in general, and that includes honesty, that includes communication, that includes like. Look,
damn, we said try to not be broad, and you were like, that includes.
I'm not done. I'm gonna.
Oh, you're teeing it up.
Yeah. So, honestly, well, that one's pretty simple. Just don't lie to me. You know what I mean? Unless it's like for a surprise, like that kind of like a surprise gift or whatever. I can live with that. Like I'm not gonna get mad at you for lying to me about a surprise gift that you're getting me. One time I have jokingly gotten upset at a partner for that before. I'm like, you fucking lied to me, but like I'm not mad. Thank you for thank you for the letter. But beyond that, like just be honest. And then as far as the communicating thing goes, like I don't want to take up all of somebody's time. That's not fair, and it's also just not realistic. And also, I've got like shit I want to do. How am I going to take up all of somebody's time if I'm here recording a podcast with you? It's not like I'm on my phone texting somebody back the whole time. No, I'm engaged. I'm having fun chatting with my best friend about whatever the fuck we want to talk about.
Some crazy shit this episode.
It's getting
more
every week.
Every pod is crazier than the last.
So organized for like the first like 6 weeks or so. And
dude, remember the first pod we went over every single game?
Every single one of them, and it was 2.5 hours.
And we were like, we're gonna do that, and we're always gonna talk about the winner first. And we just shit.
And we're derailed by here we are heading into week 12. It is all gone.
It's gone. We barely talk about football.
It's all gone
for the better.
We spent zero time talking about the Cowboys. Granted, this is the 5th time this year the Cowboys have done this exact same thing. There's nothing to say. It's the same game. We've seen them play. They beat a bad team. They beat them convincingly. That's all they've done this year. Good job, Dallas. Tennessee, same shit. Lost badly on the road to a team that is much better than them, and this time it was just a divisional opponent instead of the Bucks. Okay, or the Browns, whatever. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Tyjae Spears is good at football, by the way. Get him more. He has not had a game with 10 touches since October 8th. It is November 21st. Right now, it's been a month and a half since Tyjae Spears has gotten double-digit touches in a game. That is unacceptable. Tim Kelly, do better. Now, but I don't need to be, like I said, taking up all of somebody's time, talking with someone every waking moment of the day. But, if you're going to be busy in a certain day, like if you got a lot of shit going on, you don't got to talk to me throughout the day. Just in the morning, hey, I'm busy today, but I'll talk to you, when I have the energy and when I'm no longer, running all over the place. Okay, that's good enough for me. That's all I need. That sort of thing. Or, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example here, but I don't know. I feel like it's like right there, but I can't quite articulate it. But I'll just stick with the first thing I said then. But just openness, general openness. Just be
general openness.
Yes, talk to me, be honest with me, and live your life as well outside of me. Another thing, but
okay.
Just keep a brother in the loop. In the loop is really
okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
I feel like I might be playing off of your like not taking up each other's whole time with this next one because I was going to say different interest.
Okay.
Not that you can't have any overlapping interest. Obviously, you need some.
You have to have at least a few.
Have to.
But
yes. But I do think and maybe this might go more for earlier stages of a relationship, but putting each other onto whatever different interest you have.
Yeah.
I think is something that is fun.
Oh, for sure.
Helps you learn about the other person. So different interests would allow you to have time kind of away from each other to be yourself. Because if you share every interest with somebody, like it could snowball into like too much time spent with one another.
I think there's a very, very valid point there.
So I think I'm going with different interest.
Okay. I fuck with that. I fucks with that a lot.
And I'm trying to come up with an interesting 3. Obviously,
Right.
there's other stuff that's obviously way more important. But let's keep it entertaining. Let's move on to your.
I'm going to say independence, and not that I can't be relied on for anything, but more in terms of like, do you have your shit together prior to us starting this? Because if I have my shit together and you have your shit together, then we can always lean on each other for support. But it's never going to become a draining experience for either party, because it doesn't ever need to be. It's
preach, brother Jacob.
Well, I have been in a relationship once where it did get a bit draining for me. And
for you, you were the drained.
Yes, I was the drain.
Not the drainer.
Drain Gang Treehouse, and you're not allowed. Shout out Blade. I listen to Blade. Brayden doesn't listen to Blade, so this is just for me. I'm having fun.
I was like, what the fuck does Wesley Snipes got to do with this shit?
And not that they were a bad person by any means. She wasn't.
They were a terrible one.
I actually saw her Hinge profile the other day. Took me back. I was like, oh,
wow,
hello. And then that was it. But I didn't even know they could show you somebody's profile after you've already meshed with them previously.
Did you delete Hinge and re-download it?
It's the same account though, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, of course I did delete Hinge while I was in a relationship, because
I think if you delete it, did you delete the account?
No, I didn't delete my account. I just deleted the
account. Because I've deleted accounts.
Yeah. Though then
made them back with the same email.
Everybody would show up. Again, because it's not the account's different. But I don't know. Maybe she made a new account. I don't fucking know.
That has to be what happened.
Probably, but
damn, maybe you made her delete it. Not you forcefully making her, but she was like, time to delete Hinge, and then she was like, well, fuck, I'm back on it.
Yeah, she probably did delete her account, I guess, when we were together. But yeah, that just wasn't, after a while, it just wasn't a fun or enjoyable experience anymore. Mm-hmm. And
what was the drain of time? You don't have to say if you don't want to.
More emotional than anything else. I think it wasn't necessarily time, because I feel like time is very valuable to me. Like, I hate having my time wasted, and not that my time is more valuable than anyone else's. That's not the point I'm getting at here. But in terms of doing something that could lead to a misuse of time, or doing something that could lead to wasting time, look, that's the most finite resource on the planet at the end of the day. If I end up having to spend money, I can make it back. I can work, a few extra hours during the week or whatever. But
sell a couple feet pics.
Something light. But every second you live on this earth is 1 second closer to death. And that's a morbid way of looking at it, but it is reality nonetheless. And look, any amount of time wasted you're just never going to get it back. So yeah, bit of a segue here, but yeah, wasting time stinks. But no, it wasn't time that was.
It's the reason I hate naps.
I'm with you, and the reason I've always struggled with sleep in general and getting enough of it is because I'd so much rather be up doing something.
Full sleep, zero problem. Sleeping 9-10 hours, but naps, it's I'm up.
I'm not with you. I can't sleep that long. But over the years, I've learned to appreciate 7 to 8 rather than
yeah, dude, you need to, because if you're not valuing that, because I think the time of sleep gets spent somehow, whether you're sleeping the full 8 or it's shaving a couple years at the end of your life off.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So I've learned to appreciate getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep rather than 5 or 6. So I'm getting there, and I do take naps, but they're not always the most responsible naps. I'll get home from work, immediately lay down, and then I'll wake up at 9 p.m. And then that ends up being longer than the actual time I spend sleeping that night. So
that is not good.
No, it's not ideal. It's like a 4-hour nap, and then I sleep 2.5-3 hours for my actual sleep that night. It's terrible. Don't do that. It's bad for you. Don't break your sleep up like that. And just don't let yourself fall asleep as soon as you get home if you know you're going to be out that long and you know you have to be up early, because it is not a recipe for success. So With that being said, yeah, that's the main point there. Just independence and having your shit together. Now, I was the one thing I'll add to this is a lot of people talk about growing as a person before you enter a relationship. I personally do not believe you have to be a finished product in order to start something, because you're never.
I think I needed to hear that right now,
You're
Jacob.
never a finished product, and I think a lot of people really struggle with this, and I get it, because you do have to love yourself truly before you are really capable of giving somebody else that kind.
That's where I struggle with.
Well, and that's normal, and that's okay. But in terms of people think they need to have everything figured out. I know this. I'm not trying to contradict myself here, because having your shit together does not mean you are never going to grow again in your life. It just means you know who you are, you're comfortable with who you are, and you love yourself. And but at the end of the day, you're always going to grow and change and evolve as a person throughout your life. Especially, you're 21, I'm 20. When we are 60, are you going to be the exact same person you are right the fuck now? No.
Dude, I look back at 18 like,
dude,
fuck.
I look back just 6 months ago. I know I'm not the same fucking person, right? So, again, you don't have to be...
I'm way more racist.
I must become even more racist.
Just so everyone's on the same page, that was a joke by me.
We are not racist.
I just made a point earlier where I said I'm attracted to women of all races.
Yes.
Men, on the other hand, God.
I love white men who are 6'1", 6'1" white men with headphones on, holding a microphone, wearing a really cool looking shirt.
Grandma got it for me. Last Christmas.
Got for him last Christmas.
Shout out to Grandma.
He kind of buffed too. He got some weight on him. He got some mass. He got
about 220 right now.
Got some Power Rangers figurines in the background. That's my
shit.
A
little nerdy.
A little nerdy, but he cute though.
A boy who loves his dog.
A boy who loves his dog, and
quick first tat reveal. I think on the pod. This was the first ever tattoo I got.
I need to
Dirk's
get
paw.
I need to get Bowie's paw for sure. I need to get Bowie's paw.
I got my first 2 tats while still in high school.
I got my first 2 while still in high. Well, yes, I did get my second one in high school. I got my second one at the end of my senior year. My first one the summer between junior and senior year. So I got the tattoos
We're cool. That's all we're getting at. We're fucking cool as fuck.
We're just fucking awesome, dude.
We're cool as fuck.
Actually, no, it wasn't the summer. It was just COVID year, so I'm remembering it as summer because I was at home. No, school was still going on when I got my first tattoo as well. So I got both my tattoos while I was in school. I still only have the 2. It's this one.
I've added on.
I want more, and I think Bowie's paw is probably going to be.
I got that one. The other one I could show is a sibling tattoo. That's our birthdays, and then we each have a starter Pokemon.
It's wonderful.
From Gen 1. I got a little Charmander.
What's up, little bro?
Legs. That's good. I'm wearing jeans right now. It'd be hard to show. But I got a couple. I got 5 down there.
I'm wearing joggers right now, but I don't have any leg tats, so you guys aren't getting my legs for free. So
I can't wait to get my arms started.
Arms are fun. I would know. I have a couple, but
I'm gonna get an otter floating down a river on my arm at some point.
It's gonna be badass, man. What were we talking about? Oh yeah,
women.
Yeah, well, you don't have to be done with all of your growth as a person before you're allowed to enter into a committed, serious relationship with somebody. But that's my very long and drawn out. You should be independent, but also not done growing. What about you, sir? Something else you'd like to add to the conversation?
I am struggling to think of. Because all I can think are joke third ones where I'm throat game, and it's that's not. It's I really am struggling to think of a third one that's not broad. Fuck. I guess I'll just say this because I'm thinking because you had something that was a red flag for somebody that's making me think of this, but they would have to and be good with dogs.
Okay.
And you get yours wasn't with dogs, it was something else, but because this is he's under the bed right now, I think. But Dirk is my brother. Like, I love that dog more than anyone in this world.
Yeah.
So if you can't get, if he doesn't like you, if you guys can't get along, it just wouldn't work out. And I'm being dead serious.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
if
I know you.
Like, I had to cut somebody off partly because they didn't like cats, and I'm like, she keeps telling me how much she vitriolically despises cats, and I'm like,
which is weird,
dude. Yeah, like I got a cat. I'm sorry, like I don't know.
I'm the biggest dog guy, obviously, biggest dog guy. Still like cats, don't hate cats.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm like,
weird.
if you like, you can't keep telling me that's my son right there.
That's my son. Fucking boy.
That's my boy. So like, if you keep telling me how much you hate cats, like, I'm not gonna just sit here and be like, oh, that's not a problem. Yes, it is. Because I gotta he's around here somewhere. I think this might be the first pod Bowie hasn't made an appearance yet at this point.
This is true. I think this would be the first one.
An hour and 35 seconds. This might be the longest we've ever gone without a Bowie appearance.
A Bowie sighting. Yeah.
So no Bowie sighting yet, which is weird.
It's funny because Dirk will be in the room with me for a full pod, not be visible. He pops up every now and then.
Bowie, baby, I don't see him. Maybe he's on the couch. He's hanging out somewhere. I have no idea. The point being, I'm 100% with you. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Especially if you are a pet owner and they do not like the kind of pet that you have, it is not going to work. Do not even attempt it. Do not even bother with it. Don't expect...
Or you're about to do something really fucked up to your pet and give him away. If you're giving away... Dude, if you give away a pet for a girl...
If you choose a shawty over your dog, you are bitch made.
Bitch.
You are bitch made and you deserve less. You deserve less.
Me and Dirk for life. Whenever Dirk goes, I go.
Life. You slide for Dirk?
You spin for Dirk? Yo, all dogs go to heaven, and when Dirk's heading up there, I'm going to be following right suit.
I'd spin the block for Bowie, for sure. So I got the most... This is probably the biggest one for me. I think this is easily the biggest one. And that is... They have to be a breedable, submissive twink. Now, my partner's got to have some real nice boy pussy. All right, they've got to be just fertile.
Well, he's not breedable with you.
Yes, keep breeding that femboy. Good things will happen eventually.
Jesus,
I'm just kidding. Obviously, I had a really good third one, and then we got into the other one, and I totally forgot it.
God damn it!
You're gonna have to give me a second here, but fuck, I think we were talking about something that led me to it, and I totally missed. Oh, I got it. This kind of almost goes along a little bit with what you were talking about in a roundabout way, not necessarily directly, but it's two things, but they're connected for me.
Okay.
It's one of which is, and this is the most important one for me. Those of you who don't know, it's very important to me that I am with somebody that wants to have kids, because I want to have kids. Tattoo here is basically a reminder to myself that I'm going to be the best father that I can be. That's why it was my first tattoo. That was the most important thing for me to put on my body. I needed to see this every day. I needed to tell myself every day, this is something I'm going to do. This is something that I need to do for myself, for the sake of finding fulfillment in my life. That's just something I'm going to have to do.
Yes, I agree and feel you 100% on that.
So the point I was getting at here is, I need to see something that tells me you're going to be a good mother or parent if you're gay, but
this is for you. This is for us.
Well, yeah, for me personally, but it's just general. I need something to tell me that my partner is going to be a good parent. You have to, like, I need to see it. And one thing that's really important for me is how they treat other people, and especially kids. Because if you're one of those people who's like, I hate kids, that shit is so weird to me. Then nothing pisses me off more. Not even just from a standpoint of somebody I'd be attracted to, just generally, nothing pisses me off more than hearing somebody talk about how much they despise children. Because that was you. You were just as annoying.
A piece, yeah.
Yep. Like you are no better. You are no better. Shut the fuck up. All right, like
gosh,
nothing.
I didn't know I didn't know this was a church pod, bro. You are preaching.
It's like this is gonna be one of those that I watch back like 50 times because I'm cooking right now.
Speak, brother Jacob. Speak.
Where are we at right now? 104.35. I'm gonna have to run this shit back when I edit this one.
Amen, brother.
This, like I said, not even just with people I'm romantically interested in. When I hear anybody, and I mean anybody, talk about how much they despise children, how much they just hate the crotch goblins or whatever the fuck they want to call them, like
snotty nose. That's always a go-to.
It bothers me so much because, like, how the fuck can you hate a child? What could they have possibly done to garner this kind of reaction out of you? They haven't been around long enough to do something for you to be this fucking mad. He's 6. The fuck did he do? I'm like, what do you say fuck me for? Floyd fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, and took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that. I can't. The word I don't have the facilities to use, but say fuck that. All right.
No one listens to the pod, Jacob. Just say it one time. No one will know.
No.
Pod blows up. This clip
pod
goes
blows
viral.
Up. This clip goes viral. We never get heard from again. Yeah. So I looked at the computer. The computer said, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck 50, and fuck me. I'm like, what do you say fuck me for? What do you say fuck them kids for? He's 6 years old. What the fuck do you mean? I fucking hate them.
And, like, there's debate on whether or not people can change. A 6-year-old is going to change.
That's inarguable.
That's inarguable.
A 6-year-old is not going to be the same. Granted, I mean, there are definitely some childish adults. But, yeah. I see that kind of childish behavior from people that don't like kids, and it's probably because they see a little bit of themselves in that.
Well, yeah, sometimes they're like, I know I couldn't raise one. They're like, yeah, you might be right about that.
You're probably right. In fact, I really hope you never do. If this is your attitude towards children, you shouldn't. And I firmly believe there are plenty of people having kids that really shouldn't be. Totally. I'm not saying they shouldn't be allowed to. I don't want to take that from somebody, but you have an obligation and a responsibility as a parent to be a good one if you're going to have kids, because you're just going to end up putting somebody else into this world that carries themselves that way, and that's not ideal. So I don't know. I can't get behind it. Like how somebody treats other people, right? Very important to me. Are you kind to everyone, not just me? I know you're going to be nice to me because you're my partner. Are you this nice to everybody? Do you treat others with kindness? Do you have a gentle soul? Do you love children? Do you treat children with kindness? Do you these are the things I look for when do you speak glowingly about, wanting to have kids? And not everybody wants to have kids. I'm not saying this is not a one size fits all thing. I see nothing. Look, there's plenty of us on this planet as it is. 8 billion people is a lot. Not everybody needs to have kids, quite frankly. Yeah. If you want to,
this is for us and the partners we want.
Yeah, I know.
That's what this top 3 is about.
You too. I know you and I have talked about this many times over the years.
We agree. We are on the exact same page about it.
This is important to both of us here, so I feel like it's fair to bring up. But generally speaking, just disclaimer. Obviously, not everybody wants to have kids. Neither of us have an issue with that. You're allowed to not want to have kids.
The people who are aware and know that I shouldn't have kids, shout out to you. If you're hateful towards kids, shout out goes away.
But if you understand, you don't personally believe you would be a good parent, well, for one, I hope that changes. I hope you do. If you're the type of person who wants to have kids, but you don't think you'd be good at it, I hope you get to a point where you do feel like you'd be good at it. But also, if you don't want to have kids just because you just don't want to, you don't want to, have at 18 plus years of your life devoted to, taking care of...
Fuck your life,
man. No, but and again, parenthood is not just about the first 18 years. It is a lifelong bond. And I think a lot of people... Well, it's supposed to be. But a lot of people, I think go into, all right, 18 years of child support, whatever. Well, ideally, you should be having a relationship with your kid long after they move out.
You should have a relationship with your kids, your kids' kids.
I have a good relationship with both of my parents, thankfully. Even though they're not together, I love my dad. I love my mom. I talk to both of them regularly. We have a good relationship, and I can only hope I have a great relationship with both. With I want 2 or 3. So wherever I get with that, but I hope I have a good relationship with all of them when they move out.
I think my fatherhood desire and wanting to be a good one comes from not having the best, it's not terrible, but the best relationship with my father.
That's fair.
thinking of like, okay, I would do this differently. I would do
Right.
this differently, and just all the ways I would be better.
A lot of that, I'm actually a bit in the same boat there. Not because like I said, I do get along well with my dad. It's not
Mhm.
just my dad. It's mostly, I don't want to get into the ins and outs, but my ex stepdad is a big motivator for me because there are few
Piece of shit.
worse examples of bad parents than stepdick, and unfortunately he was in my life for like 8 or 9 years, and I spent a very big chunk of my childhood with him. And my sister, I think, was 4 years old when we met him, so she hardly has any memories of life before him. So, for her, it was especially because my brother and I, like, I'm 6 years older than my sister. My brother's 8 years older than my sister. We remember a ton of shit before he ever came into our lives. She was 4 years old. She doesn't remember hardly anything, or there are some memories where she has no idea if he was in the picture yet or not. That sort of thing, and it's like this guy was at my graduation. He was in, graduation pictures that my mom took. He was, he's the one who took me to my last Titans game before I just went to the one a couple weekends ago. And
luckily
honestly,
changed.
I'm kind of glad that I did end up going, because now the last time I went to a Titans game, it was just, all right, I'm just going to go on my own volition rather than him taking me. And, I can't get into why, but partially because it's not necessarily my story to tell. But this guy is a piece of shit, unequivocally, inarguably, and he is in prison now on way too light of a sentence. He got less than a year. It took them longer to gather evidence and convict him than he will be spending in prison. It took over a year from the date this was reported to the day of his trial, and he's going to be serving 10 months in prison. And let's be real, it's going to be 9 months for good behavior, probably. So just knowing him, knowing how he's going to conduct himself, he's going to get out a little early, probably. I don't know, but fuck this guy. Fuck bad parents everywhere. And in fact, it actually, let me tie this back to something a little more positive, because this has been a very, very obviously not a very lighthearted topic. Elliott Smith, right? I love music. That's well documented. I talk about music every fucking week we're on here. Elliott Smith was the pretty much sole inspiration, but the biggest inspiration for sure, for another one of my favorite artists, Phoebe Bridgers. I love Phoebe Bridgers. I own not a Phoebe Bridgers album, but I own the record by Boy Genius, which she is, of course, part of. And for her, she really likes Elliott Smith. That's her biggest influence. You can hear it in her music. She clearly, takes a lot of inspiration from Elliott Smith. I found out shortly after getting into his music that he also had an abusive stepdad, and that just gave me a bit of extra connection with him, because it's cool to see something like that for somebody that I just, whose work I've enjoyed so much of. And I guess we can somewhat segue this into what we're on, because I did listen.
Should we do picks? Because usually what we're on is like what we do.
Shit, we should
last.
Let me go get my cellular device if we're gonna be doing picks. Because let me lock away my picks, and we'll be right back.
Okay. Headphones off. Ass kind of shown. The lighting made it kind of weird. What's up, guys? It's just me. What do you want for Christmas? I'll get it for you. I know Santa. We're like this. I'll talk to him. I'll make sure you get what you want. So just comment below what you want for Christmas. What do I want for Christmas? World peace. World hunger to end. Something light. Maybe some more dumbbells. More Power Ranger toys. More subscribers. It's always weird when Jacob leaves me by myself. I'm always like, what should I say? What should I do? I end up just trying to promote my own channel. It feels weird when I do that. But he's back. So, I don't have to do anything. We just talked about Christmas. Headphones on.
Sorry, I was petting my cat. He was on the couch, and he was looking so beautiful, and he was sleeping, and then he was very happy when I walked over to him. So I pet him for a bit, and he nibbled on my finger a tad bit, and that was just very sweet of him.
I have bad news.
You have bad news.
We're tied in picks.
Did I win by that much this week?
You won by 3.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Well, shit, hey, man, like you said, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Shit got close.
It got close.
And
we still got a long way to go. Shit.
And the ones we disagreed on, I remember being close because I remember one was Cardinals-Texans, which was down to the wire.
You know what's crazy? I almost chose the Packers over the Chargers, and had I would have won by 4.
Ooh.
Because you convinced me when you said, I'm going with the one with the better quarterback. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. And then I also chose the Chargers. I kind of instinctively wanted to go Green Bay here because I feel like they were due for one. Which is what I said the last week when they lost. But, that only means it's more likely that they're due for one. So, I don't know. I'm good to just go ahead and get into it if you are.
Yeah, we're just going to get into it. So, obviously, Packers at Lions. Got to go Lions.
I'm not watching this game, by the way. I'm just being 100% honest. Actually, wait a minute. No, yes, I am. What the fuck? It's Thanksgiving football. I'm sorry. I thought this was a Thursday nighter. I forgot I'm not working the next day. Never mind. 12:30 in the p.m. Eastern time. I am watching the shit out of this game. Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving is an essential. It's a staple. Cowboy. I couldn't care less about Cowboys Thanksgiving.
Cowboys. The Commanders at the Cowboys.
I'm just kidding. This game will be fun. I think. I have Dallas winning, but I'm still interested in seeing how this one goes.
Niners at Seahawks.
Only one game separating the two right now.
Give me. This is tough. Because if you just pick off based on how they looked last week, you'd have to go Niners.
I want Iguodala.
But
no, I'm taking the Niners.
In Seattle, give me Seattle.
I'm taking San Francisco.
I think the Seattle team bounces back this week. Tough division loss to a good division win. Mm-hmm. But then Dolphins at Jets. Tim Boyle.
Does Tim Boyle carve up Vic Fangio's defense en route to a win? No.
And the first ever Black Friday game.
Oh, shit. They should have RG3 announce this one. Do you remember that joke he made last year?
What?
He was, I don't remember the announcer he was calling a game with, but I think it was a Michigan game or something, but he was like, Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and happy Black Friday to the two of us.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, they should have RG3 call the game. But yeah, I'm going with Miami.
Now this one's a tough one.
No, it's not. We
Panthers
talked about this earlier.
At Titans.
I'm going with Tennessee's favored by 3.5. I almost want to hammer the over on this one. They're only giving Tennessee half a point if this is a neutral site game. Really? We're bad.
Yeah, both suck.
The Panthers. We're not the Panthers. We have a Ty Spears. We have a DeAndre Hopkins. We have a Jeff Simmons. They got a Brian Burns. Whatever.
Got a Brian Burns.
Whatever.
They got a Miles Sanders.
No, don't even. Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard, the battle of one-dimensional, mediocre running backs that can sometimes give you good performance.
They got an Adam Thielen.
They got an Adam Thielen, but in all due respect to what Adam Thielen's been doing this year, Adam Thielen's been. Now, granted,
holistically on the season, I mean, Adam Thielen's had a better season
than he has in a long time.
Than Hopkins.
No. Now, granted, if Sean Murphy-Bunting is healthy in this game and can play, that means Roger McCreary can move back to the slot, and if he does, I don't see Adam Thielen having that good of a game because McCreary has been locked down. The slot this year, he just sucks on the outside. It's unfortunate.
Nah, Adam Thielen's winning regardless.
Wait, I'm goated.
Regardless. Give me the Panthers.
I'm gonna be up after this week for the first
Panthers.
time.
They're gonna ruin your Sunday.
Jags at Texans.
Ooh.
Houston won in Jacksonville. I kind of feel like they're gonna win again.
I mean, it's at home.
And CJ Stroud just had probably the worst game so far of his career. I feel like he's gonna bounce right back.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stick with the Texans.
Oh my god, bro! Tommy DeVito versus Mac Jones. I ain't watching this shit. I am not watching this shit.
I'll take the Patriots.
I don't care, to be honest. The only reason I'm making a pick here is because I have to, for the sake of our the year-long war we're going on for this season. Who's favored? New England is favored in this game. I kind of fuck with
Really?
it. Yeah. Honestly, I think it kind of makes sense, almost a little bit.
Yeah, give
is
me
Tommy DeVito
Bill.
gonna dice up Bill Belichick's defense? I don't think so.
No, I refuse to believe that. That's why I'm going Patriots.
New England, but I don't feel good. I don't care. I'm not watching this game. I won't know what the score is until you and I do our picks for the following week. I don't
Saints
care.
Falcons.
This is really the best the NFC South has to offer as a .500 division winner. I guess I'm going New Orleans. I don't really care. It's a push.
Off a bye, I'm going to take Arthur Smith.
This game is a push. This game is a push.
Makes sense, but I'll take the Falcons.
I'll take New Orleans, but I don't really care. Also, I was just bitching about the schedule. New Orleans has played 6 road games and 2 home games. So, or 4 home games. 6 road games, 2 home games. They've been even in both. They're 2-2 at home and 3-3 on the road. So they're consistent at the very least.
Consistently mid. But anyways, Jake Browning host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Matt Canada is gone. Give me the Steelers.
I have no idea what this game's going to be, but I'm going to say Pittsburgh. I don't feel very good about it.
I feel fine about it.
I don't know. I feel like the Bengals are still a good football team outside of, just Joe Burrow, but he does do a lot of heavy lifting at this point, I feel like he's doing a lot of heavy lifting for Zach Taylor's ineffectiveness as a play caller, if I'm being totally honest with you. This is a team that still cannot seem to get the run game going consistently.
They got it going against the Ravens, and then Burrow got hurt.
Things happen. Like I said, consistently, this has been a team over the last few years now that just really can't seem to establish the run when they want to, and that's what separates them from like a lot of other contenders in the NFL.
Okay.
Because Kansas City, when they want to, they can just, hey Isaiah, just run wild, like just fucking, just do it. Oh,
there he is.
Hi, baby.
Bucks at Colts.
Hi, baby. I'm gonna say Indy.
Really?
I'm gonna say Indy. Yeah, I think they got this one. I don't know. They're pretty consistently decent every week. Like you're never gonna get a bad game from Indianapolis, but
I'll take the Bucks.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Browns at Broncos. I think the Broncos stop here.
Give me Denver.
I'm going Browns.
Coochie pink, my booty hole brown.
I think people are overreacting a little bit to the Broncos.
Denver is favored in this game. Funny enough, they're both 4-1 in their last 5, which is pretty nifty. But I've got Denver.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Cleveland Browns.
What are you doing, love bug? What are you doing? Psst. Hey, psst. What are you doing? Come here. Come here. He's not coming here.
Rams at Cardinals. Rams somehow beat the Seahawks.
Rams are not a bad football team. They've had a very front-loaded schedule. Is the problem? Like how every week they're like, this week they're playing Philly. This next week they're playing San Francisco. It's like, what the fuck are you gonna do if there is a talent deficiency on this team? Coaching can only take them so far. Now, granted, there's a talent and possibly also coaching deficiency in Arizona, but we'll see. But Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Ben Skoranek are all questionable.
I think Kupp is the more concerning one because he actually left the game.
Yeah.
Last week, Puka was still finished. I'm not too concerned about Puka.
Then he'll probably play.
Unless this was something that happened during training.
I don't honestly. I'm not too. Just another push. I think I'm gonna go.
I think there's problems on both teams,
Definitely.
but I think I'm gonna take Kyler Murray's just dynamic ability over.
I feel mostly the same. I think at some point, the Kyler factor is going to make a difference for Arizona, and if nothing else, it at least boosts his trade stock in the offseason if that's what they want to do. But honestly, I'm not sure if I'm already forgetting his name. He was in the Titans front office for years. He's the GM. Monty Ossenfort. If I'm Monty Ossenfort, I'm not sure I didn't want to trade Kyler because he's playing well.
I think everything's pointing to them keeping him and just drafting Marvin Harrison Jr.
If they're in position for him, you'd be stupid not to pull the trigger on him.
Yeah,
I would keep Kyler at this point if I'm Arizona. I like Kyler.
Yeah, probably.
All right,
but
next.
Bills at Eagles.
Eagles by 2 scores. They're only giving them 3. The Bills are 6-5.
And they're back, baby. Buffalo rides into Philly and gets a win.
Joe Brady. If Buffalo does win this game, it is all aboard the Joe Brady train for me. Back on it. Granted, I've never really been off. I've always believed he will grow because he was 30 years old when he got that job in Carolina, and the coaches develop just like players do. I think a lot of people forget this. I never lost faith that Joe Brady could become a good play caller. I just thought, giving him a couple of years in Buffalo to just be a QB coach might be a good idea. And now at this point, Ken Dorsey's gone. All right, let's see what he is. So, not a bad start. We'll see, what happens here in the future.
Chiefs at Raiders. Raiders gave the Dolphins a scare.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Vegas continues to disrespect the Raiders. They are at home, and they're giving Kansas City 9 points.
I'll take the Raiders to cover.
I would hammer Raiders to cover if I wasn't broke right now.
But win?
No, I've got Kansas City winning this game, but I
think coming off of the tough loss that they just had, I'll take the Chiefs.
Marquise Valdez-Scantling, man. I mean, you think 5 years in the league, you'd figure this shit out. Hit the damn jugs machine. At some point, I mean, this has always been his problem, always been his biggest problem. It's them damn hands downfield. I wasn't I don't even want to say it wasn't a perfect pass. That ball was really good. Not every pass is going to be perfectly in the breadbasket. That was one he could have absolutely caught. A lot of receivers in the league. Most starting receivers in the league make that catch. Marquise Valdez-Scantling has to make that one.
And then Ravens at Chargers. Can't trust Staley at all. Got to go Ravens.
Give me Baltimore. Did you see the rant Staley went on after a reporter asked him about... He was none too pleased with the...
No, it's Staley, you're an idiot, dude. Obviously, this is still going to be a question.
Well, my 32nd ranked defense is doing just fine, so you can stop asking me if I'm going to give up play call threes. It's not going to happen. It should happen because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Anyways,
and then
Minnesota over Chicago.
I'm with you.
Minnesota only favored by 3.5 at home. It's an interesting one, but it's a divisional game, so that's kind of a wash.
Yeah.
I think that does it for picks. Every team is playing this week. No bye weeks this week. Every team is playing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Next week, the Ravens will be on bye, though.
Mm-hmm. A lot of teams will be. Between the next 2 weeks, a lot of teams will be on bye.
But let's just quickly do what we're on. I think my mom's been calling for me.
It's all good. I got a couple things I want to take care of. Starting with this laundry, but so yeah, we'll do what we're on here, and then we'll say our good nights and our goodbyes, and until next week's. What about you, sir? You start us off here. What you got going on?
Oh, me start off.
Yes, floor is yours.
What have I even thought of being on? I don't think I'm doing any. I don't think I've been on anything.
Not watching Invincible?
Yes. Oh no, I did. I have watched Invincible. Yes.
The most recent episode?
There's only 3 episodes, right?
Yes, episode 3 was when it just came out.
I'm fully caught up, and I knew what happened at the end was going to happen. I had seen some of the comic stuff.
You can't bring in Optimus Prime to voice a character and have him do something like that. I'm not going to.
Oh, that I wasn't even talking about that. At the very end.
I don't remember what happened at the very end. That part. Okay, I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other night because I was talking with a few people, but one of them had not read the comics. One of them had, and so I was talking to the other person who hasn't read them because I haven't read them either. Mm-hmm. And I was talking, and I was like, I wonder if that was actually not him. And if it was because they've been playing up the whole like dimensional stuff, and then I was obviously we don't want any answers to this, but I was just talking with my friend, the guy who had read the comics, had said you're asking a good line of questions right now, and that's where he left it, and I'm like, okay, that's I'm with that. So I think it is him. I think so, but I'm going to
because keep my mind. How would another of him be there? The portal guy doesn't like them.
Somebody put him there. I don't know.
Portal guy doesn't like him, so I don't know if
I think he would be there because he's not allowed to go home, I don't think, after what he did. And that might be too big of a spoiler as it is. But sorry.
But Peter Cullen, I recognize that voice immediately.
As soon as I heard him talk, I'm like, no fucking way. Like
I was like, is that fucking Optimus Prime? And my sister was like, what? And pause it. And since it's on Prime, you see the cast, whoever's on screen. Mm-hmm. And boom, Peter Cullen. I was like, hell yeah.
My name is Optimus Prime. And I'm an asshole in this show. But with that being said, banger episode. But what else you got? Nothing else really going on? Really all much.
Oh, I started streaming. I did it once, just a quick hour stream, but I'm going to be streaming Wizard 101 on the channel.
Oh, dope.
Did one.
Dope.
Actually, we should talk about the other game we're streaming. Yes. Pokemon. We have beat Brock.
We have beaten Brock. Big.
And all I did when you left and I was still on, all I did was just get out of Mount Moon.
Okay.
That was it. I just got out, went to the nearest Poke Center, healed, and saved.
Yeah. Well, the way you beat Brock, you did it very easily. I think you just
super easily
one-shot him with your water guns, right?
Yeah, dude. Breezed.
On my team, I did not have a single Pokemon that had an attacking move that wasn't not very effective on rock types. So between the Geodude and the Onix, I had to use Leer a lot and then just tackle.
We underestimated his levels.
Yes, we did. I thought he was like. You thought
10.
He was like level 11 or something.
I said the highest possible would be like 12.
I thought he was going to be level 13. No, his ace was level 14.
Yeah.
Which is pretty run of the mill for the first gym leader, but you don't do much in this game before you get to Brock. So you're more than likely going to be under leveled a little bit for the fight. And I did lose 2 Pokemon in that fight, but they were the bug types I didn't give a shit about. So sorry, I'll spin the block for Aaron, but what do you call it? Karl Malone? I'm glad that motherfucker died.
It's not.
I was
Stop! Don't disrespect him like that, bro. It's not the actual Carl. It's just a Pokemon with an unfortunate name.
It was Karl Malone, and it's your what's his name again? I'm sorry, the guy that named Karl Malone. What's his name? Spidey Kid or Spidey?
I named Karl Malone.
I thought he did.
No, he named Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. What's his name?
Spidey Kid.
Spidey. Okay, I didn't get it right. Okay, never mind. It wasn't Spidey Kid's fault then. I'm sorry, Spidey Kid. I mean to disrespect you like that. By the way, Steph Curry's been putting in work, so you did a good job with Steph Curry because that man doesn't miss. It's a real shooter.
But the death count for the series is now 2-1.
First death means a lot.
Sorry, the way yours is flipped. I think so. 2-1.
Yes. The first death, however, means a lot more than me second.
No, you can't do that. We can't value the deaths, dude. Yes, they're all living creatures that die.
Okay, whatever. Speaking of living creatures, look at this little guy right here.
Okay. Well, we kind of shared some of what we're on, but what else have you been on?
Yeah, so what do you call it? Today I listened to all of my favorite albums from The Strokes. I listened to Is This It? I listened to Room on Fire, and I listened to was it the new Abstract? Is that what it's called? Or hang on, I always forget the name of this album. It's got Abstract in the title. That's all I know. Give me one moment. Okay, let me look at the Strokes. The New Abnormal. That's what it is. The New Abnormal. Okay, that's where I was getting abstract and normal confused. The New Abnormal by the Strokes. That's their most recent album. I think it was 2020 when it came out. And banger. So 3 bangers I was putting on today. Yesterday, for me, it was the entire Caro Bonito discography. And for those of you who don't know, Caro Bonito is the band that made the shrimp song called Flamingo. You know, how many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? You remember that song?
Nope.
You've never heard Flamingo?
No.
There's no way you've never heard Flamingo before.
No.
Anybody watching right now, if you've heard Flamingo before, I love you.
I thought you were gonna name like a super. I thought you were about to say like Thriller by Michael Jackson little song. You were just like fucking skin turns pink. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here?
All right, you need to your homework tonight is to listen to Flamingo by Caro Bonito after we're done here. But I listened to the entire Caro Bonito discography, and I listened to Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. I put on that new Jane Remover again because that's all I'd be doing. I put on the new Genesis Owusu album again because that's also all I'd be doing. And just a good day of music listening yesterday. And generally speaking, I've been listening to a lot of music. I'm really looking forward to Spotify Wrapped season. That's my favorite
YouTube
holiday.
Rewind.
Second favorite holiday of the year for me is Spotify Wrapped. I love
or I think it's Recap.
Yeah, I am like obsessed with my music taste. I have to like suck my own dick every time I see my Spotify Wrapped because I'm just
you're like, oh, this guy has taste.
Like, oh, this guy he was cooking this year.
Not mainstream.
Actually,
That's
let me
cool.
drop some prediction. I think I'm going to actually do a full prediction video on. I know I keep saying I'm going to do videos that are the pod, and then I just don't. But I kind of do want to do like a full prediction video for my Wrapped. But I'll just drop my top 5 predictions right now. Number 1, lock. It's David Bowie. It can't be anybody other than David Bowie. I would probably kill myself.
What top 5 you smoking? Because I got Drake.
And Drake. All right, so David Bowie is going to be number 1 for sure. Number 2 this year, it might honestly be. I was expecting initially for it to be Radiohead. I think it still will be, but it could be the Velvet Underground. It's possible, but I think that's probably my top 3. And then
here, don't spoil the video.
I'm not spoiling everything else, just what I think my top 5 artists for the year are.
Okay.
I think Car Seat Headrest factors into top 5 somewhere. And maybe the Strokes, maybe I'm not quite sure who else. Jeff Buckley probably in my top 5. The Strokes might actually not finish in my top 5. Because I do ultimately think in some order, David Bowie number 1, and then probably Radiohead and the Velvet Underground is 2 and 3 somewhere. But I really do think Car Seat Headrest and Jeff Buckley are probably the 4 and the 5 in some order. So, excuse me, that's my top 5 predicted top 5 artists of the year. And what do you call it? I just recently met a shawty that I'm trying to put on to some Jeff Buckley right now. So, and I did want to say one thing actually in this before we left. There was something I meant to do earlier and I completely forgot. R.I.P. Rosalind Carter, the goated first lady, Jimmy Carter's wife.
Oh,
passed away just a couple days ago. Shout out Rosalind. She was awesome. She actually, what do you call it? There were sometimes he couldn't attend certain trips, and she would go on his behalf, and she would stand on business. As well, she was fucking awesome. So
I'll take your word for it.
Shout out Rosalind. Obviously we don't get too political on here, but R.I.P. Rosalind Carter. And I've also been on that new Invincible, of course. I mean, we were just talking about it, but great show. I'm already liking it more than season 1 through these first 3 episodes. I love season 1, mind you, but I'm already thinking like this is just peak television.
We'll see.
And I'm just excited to see how it keeps progressing. But man, it is fucking awesome. Baby. My cat's going a little nuts right now. I think that's about it for me. Just music,
About
as
it?
always,
All right.
of course, and then Invincible. Shout out Invincible. Shout out music. Shout out Elliott Smith. Shout out
Yeah.
Strokes, Phoebe Bridgers.
I think it's time for us to just
sign off.
Sign on off.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for watching. Of course, next week's, as always, will be over on Brayden's channel. So, channel link is in the description. Go fuck with him. 200 subscribers. He's next up. You can be one of his day ones still if you subscribe right now.
Yes.
First 1,000 subscribers is the day ones.
Day ones. That's.
So,
although I did tweet out when I hit 151 subs, I did take a picture and I was like, "Hey, y'all are on my Gen 1ers."
Yeah, my Gen 1ers. The first 151 are my Gen 1ers, but
yeah.
You can still be a day one technically.
You can still be a day one though. You just can't be a Gen 1er.
He's next up, so fuck with him. And come fuck with me while you're at it.
Well, if they're here, they should be fucking with you already.
I would hope so.
this deep into the pod as well.
Yeah, oh for sure. If you're here, I love you. I love you. And I'm gonna edge to your comment if you leave one. Maybe not blast off like I promised earlier. I'll at least edge to it though. Yeah. Okay.
We gotta go.
Real quick. Okay. That's gonna be it. Peace out and thank you for watching.
Peace out. See you.
Bye.
And goodbye to you specifically, Jacob. I'm leaving right now.